Hey guys, welcome back to another market update. And today we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and the altcoins as a whole, as we usually do, just to cover what's coming up for the next couple of weeks. Because right now we have a huge change in structure, really positive change in structure with the last week's move towards the upside and breaking all-time highs. We are now bouncing off the liquidity zone that we have outlined for many weeks. The good thing is the market respects it. You guys can see the pump. The bad news is if we have a more bearish scenario, which is going to last a couple of weeks, I don't think it's going to be completely bearish. When I say bearish, I mean more of a time perspective where it's going to take more time to move up. Although we also have the opposite scenario where this could just leave people sidelined and we could pump towards the upside. I know that's frustrating to hear because you guys want an answer, but the truth of the matter is it's always a probability game. We have X chance to go up, X chance to go down, and I'm going to outline the scenarios for both. Now, I do lean on the more bullish side, so these scenarios are going to be bullish. We just have two ways of going about them. And the first one is we simply continue to pump off of here, leaving everyone sidelined straight up to the next target, 140,000. And the next target obviously is going to have to do with the liquidity zones that we have mapped out here, which is going to take us to the bottom of the liquidity zone, the first block right here. So I could see us heading down to about 116K for a bullish retest in the next coming weeks if we need more time before we go off. The thing is, part of me thinks this would be too generous for people left sidelined, so we might not get it. But part of me thinks also that nothing would pain people more just to chop some more sideways. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with Bitcoin. But overall, guys, I just want to let you guys know that this is bullish. Eventually, at some point during October, we're going to see Bitcoin hit 140 grand. And the sooner Bitcoin tops, the faster our altcoins will pump. So we just want Bitcoin to start that last phase of the rally so that our altcoins can have a chance to have liquidity flow to them. Because right now, as I'm paying attention to the alt market, liquidity is simply not flowing to the alts. There's just a freeze of liquidity. I mean, we can take a look at total 3 and we can see that, yes, we have a couple of moves here and there, but if we compare it to what's been going on in the past couple of years, it's nothing like we've had. Look at that. That's liquidity pushing up. Over here, yes, we had a pump, we had a retrace, a pump, a retrace. This is what I would call the preparation for a blow off top. It's not exactly a blow off top. It's not where the money keeps flowing continuously like it did here for many, many weeks. You guys can see that's almost 532 days of straight money flowing in. Over here, we had a little bit of a break, a dip, and then we continued the money flow. And when I say money flow, a lot of alts were pumping simultaneously across many chains. Back in 2021, a couple $1,000s would run up to hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is absolutely insane. This was my second cycle back here. I think I turned like $7,500 into $500,000. And if I just held some more, it would have been about 3 million. So that was just insane to experience at the time. I don't know if we'll get something similar here, but we haven't gotten that yet. Yes, we've gotten it in meme coins, but not on the fundamental side, which I think is going to mark the top once we get all the coins pumped. So moving on to Ethereum, I would imagine it is pumping along with Bitcoin. And you guys can see, we've talked about this before, the range sideways in this liquidity zone. We had a dip down here. Great, that was perfect. And we're ranging currently. So I could see a little bit more range on Ethereum before we take off. But if we take off the all-time high, it's going to be spectacular because I do think Ethereum is going to move fast along with Bitcoin towards these higher numbers up to around $10,000. We've got a lot of disbelievers in the market, which is great. It's what you want to see it at the top. And we are close to being at the edge of the top. I think the edge was about 4,900 right there back in 2021. So a lot of people are still not believing Ethereum is going to break all-time high, which is great. And Ethereum BTC, as we can look, is still trending towards the downside, which is great. It's being pumped off of Bitcoin pumping. And that's okay, because once Bitcoin finishes pumping, Ethereum BTC is going to take the reins and pump even higher after Bitcoin has soared to 140 grand and maybe beyond. So all in all, Ethereum, Bitcoin looking great. Let's go over Litecoin. Litecoin as well right here. You guys can see we broke the downtrend and right now we've put in a retest. It might go a little bit deeper if Bitcoin does go down. So you have another chance of grabbing another bag of Litecoin right there at about 108 to 114. And this is going to take us a lot higher to at least 250 being the minimum, I would say. And then we've got the upper bounds of about, let's call it a grand for now. So around the $800, $900 range. I think we're set to see that in the coming few months. So again, Litecoin can move deceptively fast. You can see the up only price action it had back in 2021. And you guys can see in 2017, absolutely insane. Just one candle after the other, which put in massive candles towards the upside. So again, things can move really fast, so don't sleep on these coins. These are easy trades, in my opinion, where price will appreciate in a very short amount of time. Moving on to AI. This is what I mean by liquidity is kind of stuck. It's not flowing. you guys can take a look of a sector flowing sideways, and it's not just AI, it's DeFi and meme coins as well. The money hasn't flowed in yet. It's just lulling us, boring us. And yes, I understand there's a BNB ecosystem explosion going off right now, but all the charts I take a look at are hard to get into. They only pump after the fact. It feels like a mess, like a true casino. So I'm not liking it because there are no setups. Things just pump out of nowhere randomly, and then they either die or just trend sideways for months. So I'm staying away from BNB. I'm staying with Base and Sol. Right now, Base, I think, is being slept on, mainly because Coinbase has on-chain on their app, which is a great catalyst to get money into the Base economy. So very bullish on Base chain. Now, like I said, we do have Total DeFi also trading sideways. So not much action here. Money is still frozen. We're waiting for the rotation. Memes still has money frozen as well, but we're looking for this move. I think all of this is set up to take us higher. It's just a matter of time. We got a nice move out of Tau, the AI giant, and you guys can take a look. Nice move off the bottom. It doesn't look, although it hasn't been confirmed yet, but it doesn't look we're going to break this 290. It seems like we're holding it so far. The only thing I'd like to see is a continuation to take out this prior high right there. If we can take that out, that'll confirm it. Otherwise, it's just a lower high and we might roll over. So we got to watch out for that. Virtuals as well came out with their new model for their Genesis, and it's called Unicorn. And we're looking like possibly this might move towards the upside. If we take a look at the MACD, you guys can see some bullish divergence coming on there. So we need the confirmation here from virtuals to push up higher and show us that money is serious about virtuals. And once that happens, I do expect that the virtuals ecosystem is going to blow up as well. If we take a look at others is looking like it's got some money flow coming in, but again, frozen like the rest of the sector. So we're waiting for the money flow to come in because we have been essentially trading sideways for the past 85 days, about 3 months of just sideways trading. The last time we had the move up was after the war scare, and we moved up about 55%. So it was a good move. Structure is holding well. I like what I'm seeing, but we want to see the money flow come in, which is going to happen after Bitcoin. So all in all, guys, I think things are looking really great. Despite Bitcoin dominance still being high, a lot of alts are making moves, putting in positive structures. So once Bitcoin finishes this move and pumps towards the upside, the money is going to end up flowing to the alts, which is why you're going to be positioned here and want to be in the alts that you think are going to make the highest gains. And like I said in my previous videos, you don't want to continuously rotate. You want to simply pick a coin, take your profits, and be done with it. Because when this is all said and done, I do think the market's going to take a huge crash like it has multiple times. I don't think it's going to be any different, but people will tell you it's different. Simply because there's going to be a lot of new entrants coming in with everything popping all-time high. It's going to get people excited again. And the people telling you that it's going to go higher and higher, it's just simply because they haven't made enough money. So for me, I've been in this game long enough to know exactly when to take my chips off the table. And right now we are preparing to make some money in this market. And it's going to be the best time to do so because this is the time in the market where the fastest gains are made. So I'm going to keep updating you guys on this channel. And if you guys want to stay tuned, make sure to subscribe and like. But as for now, that is it. And I'll see you guys in the next video where hopefully things have taken off.